Continuing from the previous episode 2885. The decisive battle of the Second World War was also kicked off this time. With the mighty attack launched by the Allied forces of the Great Thousand Worlds, countless creatures in the entire Great Thousand Worlds are worrying about whether the Allied forces of Great Thousand Worlds can defeat the alien race, and at the same time worrying about the black and white scorching sun above the sky. When will the latter be restored? Because with the expansion of the black and white scorching sun, some weak and barren areas were swallowed by it and turned into one of the energies of the formation of the gods. The appearance of the black and white scorching sun made the original scorching sun disappear in an instant, and the scorching temperature and warm sunlight disappeared cleanly, which seriously affected the normal operation of the great world. Even under the endless devouring of the black and white scorching sun, countless creatures who survived the catastrophe could only be destroyed and escaped from their lazy homeland, and looked elsewhere, which seemed miserable. At this time, the place of 10,000 Buddhas at the core of the Buddha realm has long since turned into a pitch-black blood-colored basin. To deal with, that number is as outrageous as locusts. However, the Buddhist world at this time seemed unusually quiet, and the quietness was chilling. This is a dark void. There are countless pitch-black energies lingering in the vast sky and earth. There are even countless harsh spatial turbulence emerging at the edge of the void. The pitch-black energy is mixed with countless cold and sinister auras, which vaguely let the sky seem dead silent. At this time, at the end of this dark void, a strong holy light suddenly emerged, and then countless crowds rushed to the edge of the void. In front of the crowd, Xiao Yan, Xiao Tianming, the Holy King, the three stood side by side. In addition, the four mistresses of the Endless Fire Territory, the Angel Kingdom Qingyuan, and some top-ranked powerhouses in the Great Thousand World were all quietly waiting behind the three of them. Now that the leader of the extraterrestrial is not there, it is the best time to completely obliterate the extraterritorial evil clan and never have future troubles, but the number and overall strength of the extraterritorial evil clan are still not to be underestimated, and some corresponding strategies are needed for this. At this time, the three of them looked a little dignified, because this dark void is the only way to step into the Buddha realm, but in front of them, the dark energy formed a huge net that blocked everyone's way forward out of thin air, giving everyone a strong sense of suffocation. Obviously, this passage, the foreign evil clan, has been prepared for a long time. Once the coalition forces step into it with great fanfare, I am afraid that it will disturb the foreign army, and it will inevitably be a shock to the snake. In the past, there was no such thing as a space channel connecting the seven realms. Xiao Tianming and Lei Zhu looked at each other and shook their heads immediately. With their strength, they also felt a shuddering touch from this dim void. It seems that the extraterritorial evil race is also prepared. Xiao Yan nodded, the majestic soul power radiated out, and clearly felt that there were an abnormal number of evil creatures lurking in this dark void. Among them, there are even evil creatures of the reincarnation level, but now they are all maintaining a certain quiet appearance, as if they have fallen into a deep sleep. This space is the only way to step into the Buddhist realm. Now that my army is overwhelmed, it is imperative. According to my suggestion, the coalition should be divided into 3 teams, each led by the 3 of us. Xiao Yan's main purpose is to absorb evil power and step into the black and white scorching sun. The 2 of us will attack the foreign army from the front and the back, so as to win the opportunity for Xiao Yan to enter the foreign land. The palm of the Holy King slowly slipped, and then a magnificent space chessboard appeared in front of him, which clearly showed the picture of the current division into 3 teams, and even completely revealed the evil relationship among them. I'm okay. Xiao Tianming and Lei Zhu stood side by side, then looked at the solemn coalition forces behind him, and spread their hands. Although this battle is a deadly battle, the coalition forces behind him are the mainstay of the world after all. Moreover, they did this for the convenience of Xiao Yan. After all, Xiao Yan's purpose was the birthplace of the leader of the extraterritorial realm. With the soul power of the latter's divine realm, can they find some clues in it, which would be enough to check and balance the leader of the extraterritorial region? If that's the case, then let's do things separately. It's up to you whether you can stop this catastrophe. The next moment, seeing the 2 nodding at the same time, the Holy King also has a touch of hope that his son will become a dragon. Yep, Xiao Yan nodded, then quietly hid with everyone and waited for everyone to create opportunities for him. Haha, I've been an old rival for so many years, this time it's time to clear things up. A leisurely voice suddenly sounded from this piece of heaven and earth, and immediately silver-white flame flowers suddenly exploded, and the hot and sacred energy instantly turned into a tide of energy that shook the world, completely awakening the evil creatures in the entire void. Buzz! With the thunderous means of the Holy King, the entire dead void instantly boiled, and countless pitch-black energies whizzed away like locusts. Immediately, the Holy King and Xiao Tianming took the lead in launching the attack, leading the vast army behind them to fight with each other completely. Boom! The powerhouses on both sides fought thoroughly. The flames of war filled the entire void space. The violent reincarnation power rose into the sky like wolf smoke, and the evil air mass also rose like fireworks. Immediately, the two hummed and expanded, and a huge sound echoed everywhere in this void. Blood splattered, the field exploded, and all the creatures who stepped into the reincarnation stage fell, and the war was extremely miserable. Go! After Xiao Yan finished speaking, he brought the 4 daughters and some of the elites of the allied army into it, and stepped into the Buddha world first. Holy King, you! With the disappearance of Xiao Yan and others, some doubts in Xiao Tianming's heart gradually emerged. In this world, Xiao Yushen ranked first in light on the perception of Dou Shen, the second in the first place outside the realm, and the Holy King definitely ranked third, but with his own talent. I am afraid that even Xiao Yan can't match. It's just that looking at the posture of the Holy King now, it seems that he does not intend to attack the god of war, but wants to entrust the matter of attacking the god of war to Xiao Yan. The Dou god rank is indeed tempting, but have you ever suspected that since the ancient times, there has been no Dou god in this world, and even the countless favored sons of the heavens throughout the ages, none of them have succeeded. Among them, I'm afraid there won't be some key things missing from lower planes like Dou Qi continent. Xiao Yan has a very special power in his body. It seems to me that he really has the opportunity to hit that unprecedented realm. The Holy King's tone was diligent, but there was an uproar in the ears of others. As soon as the words fell, everyone started a dark fight again. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 2886. The horn of battle has just sounded, and the terrifying blood and blood rain slowly descended, completely surrounding this piece of heaven and earth. In the Buddhist realm, countless areas are all gloomy and cold, and there are huge cracks of light surging on a barren land, and thousands of elites gather here. Brother Xiao Yan, there are extremely strong evil fluctuations in the distance. I am afraid that the place we have arrived is already very close to the base camp of the foreign evil race. After a short while, Zuner frowned, and then raised her jade hand, and gently pointed to the huge basin in the distance. In the center of the basin, there seemed to be some indescribable terrifying force that slowly overflowed. That place is also the Devil's Temple where the elite leaders of the foreign evil races gather today. Let's go. The moment Zuner's voice just fell, Xiao Yan seemed to have noticed it, and immediately the scorching holy flame roared out from the whole body, causing the entire barren land to burst into a dazzling blaze of fire. The sacred breath on the ground, the scorching flames did not stop at all, and instantly turned into countless smoke and rose into the sky, as if deliberately attracting the attention of some strong people. But soon, these forces were eerily submerged in the void of the Buddha world. Boom! In an instant, the whole world trembled slightly, and terrifying fluctuations that shook the heart and soul spread from all directions. Numerous coalition powerhouses raised their heads, and in the already dim void in front of them, they saw countless black figures. The number was like locusts, and at first glance, it was far from the end. What a huge amount! In the face of such a scale of evil creatures, the 4 mistresses slowly rose in the power of reincarnation, and they were obviously preparing to accompany Xiao Yan to fight together. However, as soon as Mu Yingying's voice fell, the void around the entire land changed, and a dazzling black light flickered. In the ferocious black light, there seemed to be countless figures pouring out, clawing their teeth and dancing claws, screaming gloomily. With that scale, I don't know how many there are. But even so, the thousands of elites around Xiao Yan and the others had a sense of relief on their faces. Boom! The pitch-black energy is like some kind of evil torrent that erodes all things, and just as it appeared, it caused the sky to shake slightly. Then countless evil shadows surrounded by the evil black chi poured out, with some kind of unforgettable resentment in their eyes, staring straight at Xiao Yan and the others. "Why be so sneaky? Come out." Xiao Yan took a deep breath, and immediately looked at the core of this group of evil creatures, where there was an unusually bright evil mist, which vaguely made Xiao Yan feel quite stressed. But today's Xiao Yan, although his strength is still at the peak of the semi-god rank, he already has the soul of the gods, the body of the gods, and even the many holy flames in the world, except for the 1st, 6th, 14th and 13th. Except for the holy flame, the source of the rest of the holy flame was gathered by the Endless Flame Alliance, and part of the source was given to the latter. Demonic energy lingered in the heaven and earth, and even a sharp and mournful voice gushed out of it, and the world was completely chaotic for a while. HMPH. Xiao Yan, don't think that you have stepped into the pinnacle of the demigod level, and this seat will be helpless against you. Retreat quickly if you know each other, otherwise. Among the evil creatures, there seemed to be a very contemptuous tone of conspiracy. At the moment when his voice sounded, all the people in the coalition except Xiao Yan were trembling slightly and terrified. "Kill." On the ground, Xiao Yan flatly uttered a word. Immediately, the thousands of elites behind him all had red eyes. With a roar, they abruptly stood up and turned into a flood of beasts to fight against the evil creatures. A bunch of idiots who don't know how high the sky is. Countless violent and sacred energies impacted the army that the evil creatures turned into, and in its core, an icy voice resounded. Afterwards, everyone saw a gigantic dark black energy shot out from the depths. The dark and deep energy swept through out of thin air, and even when it came into contact with the body of some strong human beings, the human body trembled suddenly, and then the entire body was instantly corroded into white bones without even a single scream. Fell completely here, before and after, but in the blink of an eye. This kind of fluctuation, a demigod? The fight between the two sides was stunned by this terrifying attack for a while, and the strong men from both sides surrounded each other with awe-inspiring expressions. Even among the coalition forces behind Xiao Yan, there were many figures with strong fear pouring out of their eyes. Such a powerful attack by the other party is simply not something they can resist. The well-known Heavenly Guardian, FA, and strength among the evil tribes outside the territory are really good. Xiao Yan's body slowly left the ground, and his body was bathed in a soft sacred halo. Looking at the depths of the void covered by evil creatures, he couldn't help shaking his head. "Little beast, I am the protector of the outside world. Isn't it the law that you can call him by his first name?" Beside its shadow, there are some powerful evil shadows roaring. Crack. "There is no place for you to speak here." Before the other party's voice fell, 4 flaming beams of light rose from Xiao Yan's side in an instant, shattering the void, and slaughtered at the evil shadow. Bang! However, although the offensive formed by the 4 mistresses was terrifying, the moment they touched the void, a dim light appeared, and it was forcibly shattered. The 4 mistresses in the endless fire territory. "You are a good-for-nothing kid. But today, I am afraid that you will stay here forever." The offensive was easily shattered, and then the dim void surged slightly, and 3 black shadows slowly stepped out. Among the 3, there is one person on the left and right. The color of black and white hair is very easy to distinguish. The fluctuations on the body are probably around the level of the 9-fold reincarnation. However, the person in the middle of the two has long blue hair and fair skin like a baby. Tender, there is even a touch of black and white yin and yang in the pupils, giving everyone a very strong sense of oppression and suffocation. The strength of this guy is definitely not comparable to what he encountered before. Looking at the mysterious and unpredictable figure between the two, Xiao Yan's eyes slowly locked on the latter, and there was a strong killing intent surging in his eyes. Based on the information of Xiao Yan and others, they naturally know the 4 guardians of the extraterritorial evil clan, FA, and now I am afraid that only Tien and Earth have not fallen. With their status among the extraterritorial evil clan, as long as they can defeat them, the extraterritorial evil clan will be able to defeat them. The birthplace of the head can naturally be seen by Xiao Yan. At that time, the black and white scorching sun formation will also have hope of solving it. Hoo. Let's do it. You are the first demigod peak powerhouse I have encountered since I was promoted to demigod. I hope you can let me use all my strength. At this moment, Xiao Yan exhaled a heavy breath of turbid air, and the aura around his body became turbid. Continuing from the previous episode 2887. You can search for Fighting the Sky God, Yandy Cool Notes novel, in Baidu to find the latest chapter. After all, he's still a stinky brat. Facing Xiaoyan's majestic vigor, Tianshang's eyes blinked, violent and evil fluctuations continuously erupted from their bodies, and the yin and radiance in their eyes continued to entangle and stir, as if they were brewing some kind of shaking the gods, of extraordinary power. Every time the entanglement is intertwined, it will cause the sky and the earth to be turbulent and empty, as if even the sky can only reverently surrender to the latter's feet. For a time, the two evil kings and evil creatures around Tianshang quickly retreated. They keenly smelled a suffocation from Xiaoyan and Tianshang's body, tingling on their scalps. At this time, the two of them both have fierce killing intent and terrifying coercion gradually overflowing from their bodies. They can't help but penetrate the heaven and earth, pass through the heavy defenses of everyone, and easily penetrate into everyone's hearts and come to this place. Above all creatures in the void. At this moment, whether it was the many coalition forces behind Xiaoyan, or the evil creatures in the dark void in the distance, they were all in awe, and a sense of trepidation emerged from the depths of his soul. The slender palms of the four mistresses clenched slowly, constantly protecting the coalition forces behind them from being eroded by the other evil creatures, but their eyes were filled with endless killing intent, because they also knew that the only way to stand firm only through this catastrophe can a bright future be forged. As for Xiaoyan, they have full confidence in the latter. After a while, as the changes in their auras became more terrifying, the two reincarnation-level evil powerhouses beside Tianshang seemed to sense the changes in Xiaoyan's aura, and immediately their expressions moved slightly, and a trace gradually appeared on their faces. Dignified. Lord Tianshang, you. Not long after, the two evil kings also asked in a deep voice, because the terrifying coercion emanating from Xiaoyan's body was simply too powerful. He is indeed very strong, but he wants to use this to shake my territory, but he is not qualified. The power of black and white yin and yang in Tianshang's eyes kept flowing, and there was even a sneer on the corner of his mouth. Obviously, he was also looking forward to fighting Xiaoyan. Kill! With the guardian of the heavens and the approval of the law, the two evil kings looked up to the sky and let out a roaring roar, their eyes filled with endless sensuality, and their emotionless voices echoed between this piece of heaven and earth, and then brought the evil creatures behind them, as if meteor generally roared away at the coalition forces behind Xiaoyan. Boom! The two evil kings who had reached the level of the 9 reincarnations pierced through the void and shot at the positions of the 4 mistresses at a speed that was imperceptible to the naked eye. Wherever their bodies skipped, the void collapsed. Looking at the two evil kings who came with such icy killing intent, the 4 mistresses smiled at each other, and immediately bathed in holy flames all over their bodies at the same time, and rose into the air like a graceful figure, one after another dazzling. The attack poured out and took the lead in fighting with the other 2 Zeons. Today's 4 mistresses, both in appearance and strength, have reached a certain chilling point. Go! For a time, the armies on both sides also let out a long howl in the sky. Immediately, everyone's eyes were red, and their blood was boiling. As soon as they met, they were fighting together as if they had been enemies in the past. Above the dim void, Xiaoyan, Tianyu, and Tianshang stepped into the sky, with a cold murderous intent that was hard to detect on their faces, as if they were ignoring the battle of the coalition forces on the side. Because they knew very well that the key to the outcome of this battle was the two of them. If I had known earlier that your mere descendant of the Xiao clan could achieve today's achievements, I should have killed you completely to avoid future troubles. It's incredible that the former ants have grown to the level of being equal to the main guardian and the law. The smile on Tianshang's face was extremely ferocious, like a lunatic, but the anger in his words could not be added. A lot of nonsense. Xiaoyan was too lazy to talk nonsense with the other party, so he snorted and roared directly. No one knows better than Xiaoyan himself how much he has paid for this step. In that case, let's fight. Heavenly Demon Blood Lotus. Tianshang's figure was surging, and he jumped directly at Xiaoyan, surrounded by a majestic black mist, which turned into a black lotus flower in a blink of an eye. His speed was extremely fast, and even his figure almost perfectly merged into the void, and in the blink of an eye, a strange body appeared directly in front of Xiaoyan, and immediately raised his white and translucent palm, pressing towards Xiaoyan like a asterisk of death. Take your life away. Immediately, a strong sense of suffocation gathered from all directions in the void. At this time, Xiaoyan seemed to be repelled by this side of the world, and the immediate blood in his body actually showed signs of coagulation. He raised his eyes slightly, and saw a black lotus platform whistling in the latter's hands. Xiaoyan's eyes were filled with some doubts, and he let out a roar that shook the sky, and the emerald-colored keel behind him burst out. The sound finally turned into a colorful auspicious dragon with a size of 100 zhang, which perfectly enveloped Xiaoyan's figure. Bone of the Dragon God. This was Xiaoyan's strongest attack after he stepped into the divine body and completely absorbed the bone of the Dragon God. Even in the face of existences such as the head of the territory and Tian Yuanzi, Xiaoyan had full confidence. Bang! The black lotus platform slowly hit the colorful auspicious dragon. For a moment, it seemed that the entire sky was completely stagnant. Then, countless cracks spread from the black lotus platform, and then the sound of breaking and collapsing emerged, and the entire black lotus platform instantly blasted away. Bang bang bang! Countless black energies flew around, and wherever they passed, the bodies of some weak creatures were instantly ignited. The thick black flame burned, exuding an abnormally dangerous smell, and it was only in the blink of an eye. Completely lost. Damn! At this moment, Tianshang's chest trembled slightly, looking at Xiaoyan's unmoved figure. His eyes were finally completely replaced by madness. In the fight between the strong, you can know who is stronger and weaker with just one blow. Obviously, just fighting, Tianshang has already understood that although he and Xiaoyan both belong to the pinnacle of the demigod level, the latter is at the level of dual gods. Far from being able to resist the mere god realm alone. Blackwater World. After a while, Tianshang gritted his teeth violently, his whole body trembled violently, and then the fierce killing power shot up into the sky, turning into a black stream of water that filled the sky, carrying hundreds of millions of evil afterimages, covering the sky and covering Xiaoyan. Go! The black water seems to be filled with some indescribable binding force, and those who are enveloped by it will become weak in an instant. Hundreds of millions of evil afterimages whizzed past, and it seemed that each of them was extremely evil. Even the dignified demigods could not resist, and they all went towards Xiaoyan, as if they were pulling Xiaoyan into some unknown place. In the region, the address of the latest chapter of Fighting the Sky God, Yan Emperor, the full text of Yandi, the asterisk of Fighting Against the Sky, is here. The TXT download address of the asterisk of Fighting Against the Sky, Fighting the Sky God of Yandi mobile phone reading. In order to facilitate the next reading, you can click the Favorites below to record this time. Chapter 2903 The Contest Between the Demigods. The reading record, you can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. If you like Fighting the Heavens God, Yandi, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 2888. Fighting the Heavenly Gods Flame Emperor. Tianyu, Fa Tianshang's attack was aggressive and unstoppable, and it was easy to completely swallow Xiaoyan's body, and cooperate with the latter's body to completely disappear into this void. For a time, the two demigod powerhouses who originally contained monstrous divine might disappeared, and the creatures in the countless confrontations raised their heads with difficulty, as if they had noticed something. But in that level of battle, even if they are more than enough, they can only shake their heads secretly. Boom! After a while, the four mistresses looked at each other, and then led the coalition to start a grim confrontation. With the current offensive of the coalition, it was only a matter of time before they defeated each other. But the hardships required on the way were unimaginable. The other side, when Xiaoyan was preparing to use the power of his divine body to resist the swallowing and pulling of hundreds of millions of afterimages, some unease quietly emerged in his heart. His reliance, is the so-called God-level technique, cultivation method, can really break through to the asterisk level? At this moment, Xiaoyan also slowly closed his eyes and felt the sharp and evil afterimages roaring past. They let out bursts of roaring killing intent, provoking anger, as if I want to cut myself into pieces. The value of the God-level exercises is undoubtedly worthy of Xiaoyan's true attention. However, Xiaoyan also clearly knew that because of the different fires in the Do-Chi continent and the current holy flame, the cultivation root of Fenju cultivation technique has long been embedded in the flesh and blood, submerged in the soul. Now those who want to modify the other 7 realms again, God-level exercises are too late. And the most important thing is that now, even with Xiaoyan's qualifications, he has just stepped into the 4th realm and is groping towards the 5th realm. According to rumors, Xiao Yushan, the patriarch of the Xiao clan, has successfully cultivated to the 5th transformation, and is enough to compete with the leader outside the realm. But the secret information of Xiao Yushan's fall made Xiaoyan's heart always shrouded in a shadow. Without Xiao Yushan's guidance, it would be extremely difficult to step into the 5th realm of Fenju. His eyes were slightly closed, and the bone of the dragon god behind him continued to release the invincible divine power, helping Xiaoyan resist the erosion of the evil afterimages around him. Then, in Xiaoyan's mind, 10 layers of shrines surged, and the core inscription of divine movement also surged. Trembling slightly, under Xiaoyan's subtle control, the power of the source of Shengyan gathered little by little and flowed in the limbs and bones, constantly nourishing Xiaoyan's body. At the same time, the Fenju cultivation technique, which has been silent in the body, also operates according to the cultivation route that will never be forgotten. At this moment, the demon robe behind him surged violently, as if it wanted to fall off Xiaoyan's body. After all, the strength of that holy flame combined with Fenju was too terrifying. Time passed slowly. No matter how Xiaoyan struggled and tried, Fenju in the body was always trapped in the 4th realm, unable to break through to the 5th realm. That feeling, as if something key was missing. Hoo! After some unsuccessful attempts, Xiaoyan's eyes slowly opened. The power in the body temporarily failed? Even if he was just shrouded by those evil afterimages, he was only absent for a moment, but when Xiaoyan came back to his senses again, he found that he had entered an unknown area. In this world, as far as the eye can see, the color of eternal darkness is the whole picture of this world. Cold and uneasiness emerged from Xiaoyan's mind a little bit, and then the 10th floor shrine trembled suddenly, and the majestic soul force quietly swept out and scattered towards this mysterious world. At the moment when the power of these souls was dispersed, Xiaoyan could clearly feel the true face of this world. This was a asterisk of death filled with bones. At this time, countless soul powers turned into faint traces of fluorescent light floating in the heaven and earth. What about Tianshang? After a little sense, but did not find any suspicious aura, Xiaoyan couldn't help but say. Dong dong dong. This silence didn't last long, and an unusually harsh sound flickered from some strange void between heaven and earth. This is. Looking at the sound, I saw a vaguely thick and asterisk demon cloud slowly drifting. Even at the moment when this magic cloud appeared, the soul power scattered by Xiaoyan actually emitted a slight vibration, and then before Xiaoyan could react, the magic cloud instantly swallowed the soul fluorescence into it. In the blink of an eye, the soul power released by Xiaoyan disappeared completely, and the whole world became dark and cold again. At this moment, Xiaoyan seemed out of tune with this world. Can you absorb the power of the soul of the gods? Looking at that mysterious and strange demon cloud, Xiaoyan couldn't help but be surprised. You must know that the soul of the gods is the strongest existence among the 4 gods. Even the powerhouses of the same class may not be able to easily take over the power of the soul of the gods, not to mention the devouring of the demon cloud with such great fanfare just now. But intact. At the moment Xiaoyan was surprised, in this dim world, the demonic cloud surged, and suddenly there was a sound of thunder, and then the thick demonic cloud boiled like a sea of blood. In an instant, an ancient sense of vicissitudes quietly enveloped Xiaoyan's heart. Susu, Xiaoyan, you have to keep your eyes wide open. This is the deity's magic technique, the demon heaven blood art. The asterisk voice came out, clearly showing a deep hatred for Xiaoyan. In the demon cloud, the viscous demon blood gradually condensed into a clay figurine. The appearance of the clay figurine was exactly the same as that of Tianshang, but at this time, the latter had no trace of vitality all over his body. It is filled with blood-colored lines that look complicated and long. Concentrating on the induction, I felt a mysterious and oppressive feeling that I had never seen before from some unfamiliar blood-colored lines. That kind of power is definitely not something that a mere demigod can control. The breath of the leader outside the realm? At this moment, Xiao Yan's body was shaken violently, and he immediately understood that this world is probably the domain of Tianshang, but now the latter has decided to completely destroy himself here by relying on his own god-level exercises and the gift of the leader outside the domain. Obliterate. As long as you obliterate yourself, half of this battle has been won by outsiders. You are the first human being who can force this seat to use all his strength. But all the grievances will be completely over at this moment. You are very strong, you control the power of mysterious demons, and you even practice Fen Ju. You have several sacred flames in your body, but as long as I can obliterate you, or suppress you, this battle will still be won by me outside the realm. For the glory of the world, I am willing to give my everything. Magic Heaven Blood Judgment, Heavenly Blood Body, Explosive. Boom! The dark magic cloud shook violently, and immediately there were countless blood-colored rays of light emerging from it above a strange blood moon. There was a blood-colored body only the size of a palm. The blood-colored body is as old as glazed jade, and every part is painted with extremely ancient lines, and the lines are invisibly overflowing with fluctuations, as if the real mansion is judging everything. The power of black and white yin and yang, the viscous and asterisk demonic energy enveloped it, giving Xiao Yan an indescribable sense of oppression. It seems that this attack will never be extinguished and cannot be resisted. What awaits him is only destruction. At this moment, Xiao Yan actually smelled a real danger from the attack in front of him. At least this was the first time he felt fatal danger after being promoted to the demigod level. The address of the latest chapter of Fighting the Sky God, Yan Emperor, the full text of Yandi, the asterisk of Fighting Against the Sky, is here. The TXT download address of the asterisk of Fighting Against the Sky, Fighting the Sky God of Yandi mobile phone reading. For the convenience of reading next time, you can click on the favorites below to record this time. Chapter 2904 Divine Rank Cultivation Technique, Demonic Blood Art. The reading record, you can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. If you like Fighting the Heavens God, Yandi, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 2889. Fighting the Heavenly God's Flame Emperor. As soon as this strange evil body emerged, it gradually turned into an evil demon baby who had just received a new life. The latter's body moved extremely slowly, but wherever the latter's seemingly insignificant body passed, the void completely solidified. Countless asterisk auras continued to spread, and an ancient and powerful aura permeated out, causing Xiao Yan's complexion to become serious. What made Xiao Yan even more puzzled was the complex and long blood-colored lines on the body of this evil demon baby. Because with Xiao Yan's keen perception, he could smell a terrifying wave that surpassed a demigod from above. A demigod-level peak powerhouse who stepped into the god-level exercise method, with the power of his own origin and the power of the foreign leader, condensing all the energy of the world and the earth into an evil body demon baby. Just such a terrifying attack, it can truly shake the world and suppress one of the gods. This attack, I'm afraid that even Xiao Yan today is extremely difficult to deal with. Countless evil forces flew out everywhere, pouring out from the demon cloud continuously. The evil demon baby covered with blood-colored lines moved away, and moved closer to Xiao Yan little by little. Boiling, the entire void is constantly being crushed by it, which greatly increases Xiao Yan's pressure. Indistinctly, the core inscription of the divine movement and the 10th floor spiritual palace gushed out a sense of horror. Xiao Yan's flesh, skin, and pores were all attached by some kind of extremely viscous evil force. The evil energy of Xiao Yan perched on top of it, tearing at Xiao Yan's soul faintly, as if he wanted to completely engulf Xiao Yan's soul and take his body as his own. Xiao Yan was unmoved by this, but silently watched the movement of the evil body in the demon cloud. Now Tianshang, it seems that all the power has been transformed into this evil body. Susu, the evil-bodied demon baby, leaked out of the uneven mouth of the forest, and uttered a terrifying demonic sound that rippled the heart and soul, and immediately revealed endless cold and viciousness in those pair of eyes. Bumble. For a time, terrifying demon clouds kept rolling out from behind them, and the huge number vaguely formed a palace of demon clouds that kept rolling up and down, laughing at each other's weakness. At this moment, Xiao Yan's mind moved, and he actually looked carefully, only to see that the blood-colored lines on the demon baby's body actually slowly fell off in the palace of the demon cloud, and then under the control of its slender palm, it swayed in an orderly manner. Come on! In an instant, Xiao Yan only felt that he was staring at some kind of supreme divine object, and even all the power in his body trembled violently, as if it would explode completely in the next moment. This demon baby, even if the opponent is just an energy demon baby, the danger brought by the latter is far greater than any previous powerhouse. Even Xiao Yan felt that the strength of this heavenly protector, Fa, was only comparable to that of the central world lord in the human world. Susu, welcome death. A gloomy and cold voice gushed out from the demon cloud again, and the evil body actually left the demon cloud instantly, carrying those blood-colored lines, and blasted towards Xiao Yan's body like a meteor beam. At that moment, the power of the demigods and the power of reincarnation in Xiao Yan's body seemed to solidify in an instant, and could not be mobilized at all, and the crisis was approaching little by little. Cold, dark, and the suffocating feeling of death once again rapidly approaching Xiao Yan. This seems to be the first life-and-death crisis Xiao Yan has faced since breaking through to the demigod level. That is, at the moment when Xiao Yan was preparing to act, the burning Jew, the flame god cauldron, the holy flame and other things in his body were restless, and an unruly air-shaking aura continued to overflow. You are really greedy. But, just go crazy once. Your appearance is a coincidence. This time, I will accompany you crazy once. Whether it is rebirth, or destruction. Looking at the beam of light formed by that ancient and mysterious body, the demon robe behind Xiao Yan was violently restless, exuding endless desire and fiery, as if the other party at this time was just a delicious food for him. Feeling the appearance of the devil's robe, Xiao Yan also laughed loudly, and then completely pressed Fenju Shengen and other powers back into his body. The power of the devil was created by the King of Darkness with all his life efforts. Xiao Yan believed that its potential was no less than that of Fenju. With a decision in his heart, Xiao Yan is not hesitating. The power of the devil in his body is no longer suppressed. His body begins to tremble a little bit. The power of reincarnation, the power of holy flame is instantly taken back by Xiao Yan, and the power of the dark green devil is like a flood of beasts in general. Xiao Yan's limbs were completely occupied in just an instant. An evil dark green luster appeared in his pupils, and his long dark green hair was flowing, looking very evil and charming, but at this time, the demon Xiao Yan, the demon robe behind him swelled rapidly, and vaguely turned into a blood-colored cloak in the size of 1,000 meters. In the cloak, there is a shadow of a rebellious and ferocious devil. The latter looks at the beam of destruction without the slightest fear. Instead, the eyes of the devil flash with unprecedented madness. It is a demon servant, dedicated to serving demons. The lords, but now it seems to want to use this to completely devour the evil body transformed by Tianshang and reach a brand new realm of demons. A demon that has never been seen before and has never come after. In this world, the strongest demon. Bang! As soon as the evil body left the demon cloud, the power of yin and yang all over his body turned into bursts of blood, and it boiled up completely. The fluctuation of that level simply exceeds the limit that this field can withstand. In an instant, everything in the entire void is silent. Call! Facing such an extremely dangerous attack, the demon Xiao Yan raised his head to the sky and let out a long roar. Then the demon robe behind him swayed wildly, and the shadow of the demon suddenly crawls behind Xiao Yan, then completely overlapped with his body, and suddenly lifted the pair of sticks. The evil arm full of demon power slowly grasped the void in front of him. Boom! The two collided, and the entire space collapsed in an instant. A violent tide of energy rippled around, and the whole world was filled with a broken touch. However, although the two attacks were earth-shattering, the evil beam of light transformed by the baby did not show any signs of being broken. On the other hand, looking at the demon Xiao Yan on the side, countless tiny cracks gradually appeared on the demon's robe, and the whole body trembled slightly, with faint signs of retreating. Dark green blood dripped down his arm little by little, and a pain that penetrated his soul kept shaking the heart of the demon Xiao Yan. At this moment, all the defenses and resistances of the demon Xiao Yan seemed to be easily disintegrated by the latter, and the destructive waves released on the opponent's evil body and blood-colored lines were eroding little by little, destroying the demon Xiaoyan's body. All life. It seems that all of this has come to an end. The address of the latest chapter of Fighting the Sky God, Yan Emperor, the full text of Yandi, the asterisk of Fighting Against the Sky, is here. The TXT download address of the asterisk of Fighting Against the Sky, Fighting the Sky God of Yandi mobile phone reading. For the convenience of reading next time, you can click on the favorite below to record this time. Chapter 2905, The Fatal Blow of Tianshang. The reading record, you can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. If you like Fighting the Heavens God, Yandi, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis.